Hello, everybody. Chatbots and voice or digital assistants are one of the most important tools in today's and especially in tomorrow's world. But who are the people that make them work? The conversation designers. My name is Eran Soroka, head of marketing operations for CoCoHub conversational components. Today we have a special guest all the way from Germany, Thorben Stemann of CoCoHub Translations. How are you, Thorben?
I'm great. All things considered with the pandemic.
Yeah, we know. Well, all of us are like all things considered. So
Yeah.
every conversation has to begin in that. So Torben, tell us in the beginning, how did you get into conversation design?
Quite by accident, actually. So I first finished my master's degree in 2016, and right out of university, I got a job working on grammar, automatic grammar correction for German initially, and then for multiple languages as a project manager. And then since that was freelance work, I wanted to find something more stable, and I got hired by CoCoHub. Initially, I applied for something completely different, but the CEO of CoCoHub wanted to get started on chatbots because we had a customer. I say we, that was before I joined CoCoHub, but the customer wanted to have a chatbot translated, and they didn't really know how. And we kind of went through a new process for translation, and then on top of that, we decided, okay, we also want to go deep into chatbot design, conversation design, and not just work on it from the angle of translation, but be a service provider all around it.
Oh, nice! So you're like the first one in CoCoHub that
yes,
did.
Pretty much, yes. I'm currently still the sole employee responsible for our own chatbot, and I'm currently trying to build up a network of conversation designers, bot platform providers, customers that want a chatbot, and kind of try to bring all of these together.
All right. What is the project or the bot that you're most proud of?
Well, since I haven't really worked for any ground up project yet, it would be our own bot. It's the very first bot I built, actually. It's found on our website, cocohub-gmbh.com. It's currently only in German, but we're, of course, planning on expanding that to English, at least in the near future. But yeah, the bot is quite rough around the edges still. It's been alive for about half a year now. And yeah.
How is it going?
If you have some free, for her actually. It's going great. Yeah. I mean, the few messages that we get, since our customer base, we have a lot of repeat customers, so we don't really expect our customers to go onto our website, type something into the chatbot to be redirected or start a project or something like that. Usually, our customers call us directly because they already have rapport. What the chatbot is for primarily is a kind of tech demo to show we know what we're doing in this field, and this is what we could also provide for you.
How much of your visitors at the website are starting a conversation with the chatbot?
Not many. That said, our website is not frequented that much anyway. Since we're a local company, more so than maybe other providers of translation, we have a very loyal customer base, and we're not trying to appeal to the mass. We're trying to appeal to a select few with a very high quality standard. That's pretty much our motto.
Okay, what's the one cool thing or important thing that every chatbot or voice assistant must have, in your opinion?
I think it's pretty much personality and just something that makes it interesting. Like I've seen a lot of chatbots now that as soon as you go just a little bit outside of its area of expertise, they throw up their hands and say, I don't know what you're talking about. And I find it always interesting if you can have an actual, if not an actual conversation, of course, but something that approximates it. So, questions about what do you do after work, right? Just something simple like that. What do you do in your free time? It's not super important, but a lot of people, I feel, try out these things with the bot. I've seen messages on our logs that ask for pictures of the bot. It's like, can you send me a pic? Okay, so we programmed in a little intent that will just send like random pictures of circuit boards. Just something funny like that. I think, especially if you have a bot that talks to a lot of users per day, and a lot of repeat users, not just someone that comes onto your website once because they need that one specific thing, they ask for it, they get it, and they leave and they never come back. Sure, for those bots, I don't think you necessarily need personality, but if you have a lot of repeat customers and repeat conversations with the same people, I feel like that is something that is underestimated, how much conversation actually gets steered into just off-topic stuff.
Tell us about something funny or amazing that happened to you as a conversation designer.
Sorry, funny or amazing.
Like any specific
question. I feel like I've blown this this photo story already. Okay. No, actually, I think that would be the funniest one. Like just looking at some of the dialogues that users type, especially since our bot doesn't have so many users. It's always interesting to me that whenever someone does chat with her, it just devolves into some after 2 turns. Like the first 2 turns usually are very like precise. I want to know this, and then after that they just type in whatever.
Did they ask her out or something? Or
not yet. I haven't seen that yet. Weirdly enough, but I feel like the question for the picture was a precursor to that.
Yeah, maybe like a Tinder profile.
Yes.
Needs to have. What tip do you have for aspiring conversation designers or for people that want to get into this profession and don't know how to start? Well,
since I only kind of got thrown into it by happenstance, I would say don't be afraid of it. Like I've only been doing this not even for a year now. I've been with CoCoHub since August. So, prior to that, of course, I studied up a little bit on it. But I would say about a year or so is my entire experience.
Yeah, and this profession is very young anyway. So
yes, exactly. So don't stress out about it. Like that would be my biggest advice. Just go for it. If you know how to write text that people want to read and find engaging, you can probably write conversations that are engaging. If you have technical expertise, you can probably build a bot. With all the tools that are currently out there, even someone that doesn't know how to code can build a bot, but if you know how to code, it's definitely an advantage.
Okay, and we have like a little part called the elevator pitch in which you can tell us about your company and why the things that he does, it's awesome.
Oh, well, so since I'm fairly new, I'm experiencing our benefits as I experience more about what customers do we have, what are their what do they want from us, and I feel like what we do most of all is just customer satisfaction is at the top level, and that is what we strive for. So whenever someone comes to us with a problem that we haven't seen before, we invest time and effort into finding out how to best process the request to the customer's satisfaction level that they desire. So since we had this bot example in the beginning, like I got hired because a long-time customer had a bot that they wanted translated. They didn't tell us it was a bot at first because they thought it wouldn't matter, but it does. The way that a bot speaks to your customer should be very high quality, right? You don't want to just run it through Google and just present that to your customers. So that part needs to be translated very well. On the other hand, all of the training data, that needs to be translated as well. Depending on what system you're in, you're not training your bot on all languages all at once, but you're training each language individually. So you can't just translate the sentiment, the intent, but you also need to find multiple ways of saying the same thing so that your training data is well represented in that language. And all these things are, we feel like the customers didn't think about this, and I don't feel like other translation companies are necessarily thinking about this as well. Bot providers, as far as I could tell, never really have this experience with multiple languages unless they are in a country where that's necessary, like Belgium. So that is something that I feel we provide more so than any other company that I've been in touch with yet. And we're trying to build a network and try to raise awareness that language is a very important part of the entire project, not just the coding and the,
which is fun
all of
because
the
we all speak
integrations.
languages when we talk to each
Exactly.
other. Yeah.
But because the entire field is so heavily dependent on English, like most technology fields, English is the first language that gets programmed into everything. And because English is, as far as grammar goes, relatively simplistic, as soon as you add languages like Russian, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Okay, Thorben Stemann, it was a great pleasure to have you, and take care. And
You too.
good luck, man.
Oh, thank you.